Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you're having a good morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching this video. So I'm starting to become a fan of these ranking tier list videos. This isn't really like a ranking tier list. It is a ranking, but it's pretty much just my personal like top 10 red units that I like the most in Grand Cross. So I'm not like putting one over the other in terms of strength, etc, etc. It's just the top 10 red units that I like. So whoever at 10 is like, my, obviously still in the top 10, but I'd have more units that I'd rather use over them, etc, etc. So yeah, hopefully you guys do enjoy the video. If you do, go ahead and click that subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. But yeah guys, let's go ahead and let's get into this ranking red unit list that I'm gonna make right now. And starting at number 10, I'm gonna put the boy, where is he, Demon Meliotis. So Red Demon Meliotis is actually a unit that I use a lot. Back when the game was brand new, when it was fresh, I used him quite a bit, and I really loved the unit, so much so that I summoned on the banner that he was on for global. I wasn't able to get more than one copy, unfortunately, but I was able to get him, and I loved using him. I thought he was, at the time, he actually was the best unit in the game, but obviously times have changed a lot. So yeah, he's still in my top 10 favorite red units to play with because he's he's still very strong, I would say. He's a pretty fun unit to use. So unfortunately his gimmick is old, he has aged, but still he's a very cool unit to use. And I love him, I still love him. But yeah, number nine, I'm actually gonna put the boy Escanor. Now Escanor has fallen off a lot. He really was only prevalent during the during just the mono red meta, and then it died off. It died off really quick. Now with the top tier blue units that we have in the game, it's not, you don't see them often. You don't really see them pretty much at all because they do get obliterated. They get absolutely obliterated. It's not even a contest. Like, it's crazy, but he is still a very fun unit to use in terms of PvE, like for Crimson Hell, PvE content, guild boss. No, well, not guild boss, but like Tower Trials. You can use him in a final boss battle. You could use him in different other modes. So he's still pretty fun to use. I would say I would put him at number 9 over Demon Melly, simply because I think his his setup is a lot better. He has Amplify. He has an ult depletion card. His ultimate hits like a freaking truck. But yeah, I think I would put him over it because his team setup is a lot, I would say, stronger than Red Demon Melly's. So yeah, I'm going to leave him on the number 9 spot. At number 8, I'm actually going to put, now surprisingly, where is he? I'm actually going to put Red Shin. I think Red Shin is very fun to use because of the fact that his passive, if the enemy has a debuff, he's always going to crit. So he's similar to Levi here, right? If Red Shin didn't exist, Levi would be right here, actually. So, yeah, but he is better than Levi, I would say, because it doesn't matter whose HP is lowest, right? He will crit as long as an enemy has a debuff. So, if all enemies have debuffs on them, he actually is going to crit for a lot of damage. It's actually very strong because his skill 1 has Spike on it. And, obviously, that's going to increase the damage that he does with his crits by 2 times. So very strong. He also has Blockade, which can be very useful. His lifespan, however, was very short-lived on global because he came out, what, I believe it was 2 weeks before the 1 dropped or something like that. But literally, like, when he released, the 1 released too, so it's kind of like, oh, well, you can't use him because the 1's blue, he's red, and you know how that story goes. But he's still a very fun unit to use in PvE content. When I use him, I actually like, experimenting with his, with his damage and stuff because he's very fun to use in terms of like critting units and stuff like that. So yeah, he's at number 8. At number 7. I'm actually gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put Jericho here, right? Jericho at number 7. I'm actually gonna do that. Jericho is a very fun unit to use I feel like, however, she's not as used as I thought she was going to be. I actually don't really use her as much as I really want to, because in PvP, she can't really be ran. I mean, you can run her with Elizabeth and Gulther, but it's like, she gets absolutely obliterated by any blue unit, because she doesn't really have good defense, but her skills are actually nice because she has Detonate, and she also has a Freeze card, which does damage after the freeze itself leaves. It's very good. She's also good in PvE content as well. However, the only thing I would say is that if she's not with a team that's built around making her crit, let's say Ludociel, you know, Green Gulther, even like Blue Easton, a unit that increases attack related stats, if she doesn't crit, her damage isn't that good. It's not really that great. So I would say, if anything, that's where Shin would like go over Jericho. But I do think I like Jericho a little bit more because of the setups that she can do. It's very nice because her freeze, her detonate, her passive skill to lower the enemy's defense related stats. Very nice. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna leave her at the number 7 spot. For sure. But yeah, so let's go ahead and let's move to number 6. So number 6, I actually had a hard time doing this, right, for number 6. But I think for number 6, I'm actually going to put Kyo. I'm actually going to put Kyo at number 6. Because Kyo still, even though he, you know, he's still a red unit. He can't be used in PvP. All of them are red units. He's still very fun to use in PvP. Even with the one Escanor, because of the fact that his ignites reduce damage, they increase damage, obviously, and his whole gimmick is to do massive amounts of damage when they have ignites on them. So he's still a very fun unit to use. You can also use him in PvP or PvE content, which is nice as well. His ignites do, like, they do help a lot. You can use him in the training cave. You could use him in, you can't use him in deathmatch. However, if you have a unit that ignites often, you can use him in the Crimson Demon, and he's gonna go crazy, right? He's sort of similar to Red Estarossa in terms of co-destruction. However, obviously he's very strong with his substats, but that's where, you know, the similarity between these two are. Kyo is very strong when he has, you know, it's fighting an enemy with ignites. He's very strong. So in terms of that, I would say I prefer to use him over these 4 when I get the chance. It obviously depends on what mode I'm playing, but Kyo's still very good. He's still number 6 for me. He has moved down a lot though, I'm not gonna lie, because back when he first released, he would have been like number 2. Lost Wing probably would still been number 1, but like, yeah, he's just like number 6. So it's sad to see him go down, but it is what it is, right? Times are changing, and it is what it is. But yeah, let's move on to number 5. So the top 5 units. Now we're into the, you know, the people who I really like. And at number 5, it's probably not a shock, but Dead Yeti, number 5, of course, the queen herself, queen of damage, you know, evasion, guys, you know, combo star going on for her, amplify ultimate. I love using Dead Yeti for PvE. If anything, people use Red Dead Yeti a lot for Final Boss. Like, it's actually insane how many people use her in Final Boss and Guild Boss because of the damage that she can output. And, you know, if you pair her with units that increase attack related stats, so that way she can actually, like, crit, her damage is absolutely ludicrous. It's crazy because Dead Yeti came out, what, last year, I can't even remember exactly when she came out. I believe it was around, I want to say even before August, maybe like the start of August or something like that. Maybe like July. She came out a while back, and the fact that she's still at number 5, for me personally, at number 5, and she's still very good and, you know, high on a lot of people's tier list, is crazy. That just shows how gracefully she's aging throughout the you know, throughout the lifespan of the game. So hopefully she continues to age gracefully. But yeah, she's very strong. I love Red Dead Yeti, and she's very good in the game. So yeah, she's definitely taking my number 5 spot. But yeah, now we're going up to number 4. So number 4, I'm actually probably gonna put Red Gulther. Red Gulther, he isn't like crazy anymore, to be completely honest with you. He isn't like crazy. Honestly would say he's fallen off because of the fact Green Gulther does exist. Now, it's not because he's worse than Green Gulther. It's because a lot of people would prefer to use Green Gulther in their team setups. The only time you really would probably see Red Gulther being a primary, Gulther used is in Red, the Hell Crimson raid, because you can't use Green Gulther. Because you can't use Green Gulther, that's pretty much the only time you're ever gonna see Red Gulther be like, I need to use Red Gulther. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. If Green Gulther didn't have the passive he had, Red Gulther would still be king. Red Gulther would still be number one, but it's like, Green Gulther has the attack-related stats boost. He only gets an increase to attack, and it's only attack, by the way, when he doesn't get hit, and that doesn't happen. So yeah, he has moved down. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. But yeah, I think you guys can tell, right, or know by now which 3 units I love the most. And yeah, it's no shock that these units are like top 3 for me. It is absolutely no shock whatsoever. These 3 are the top dogs of red units for me at the current time. Again, currently these are the top 3: Sario, Lost Vein, and Zeldris. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I don't know if you can replace these 3. To be fair, am I underselling Red Gulther a little bit? I don't know. I don't know if I am. Red Zeldris, he's a beast, man. He is a beast in PvP. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. You will see a lot more Red Zeldris than you will Red Gulther, because right now with Assault Melee, him on a sub slot is very good, and he comes in clutch sometimes, man. He does come in clutch. I don't know, maybe I am underselling Gulther, maybe just a little bit, because Gulther has attack disable, right? Even like in PvE content, that's still very helpful. Man, I don't know. I think Red Zeldris, though, for me personally, still is better. Not better, but like I would prefer to use him more than Red Gulther nowadays. Again, like I said, the only time I'm really like I need to use Red Gulther is in Hell Crimson raid. That's it. Yeah, that's really it. Or like, the disaster event battle that we have going on right now, I would use him more so than Zeldris, but that's about it. So pretty much any event that I want to rank up quick, with red units, I would bring Gulther, but that's about it. Red Zeldris, I say it's just a teeny weeny bit more, useful at the current time and, in the meta right now in terms of PvP. You can still use him too, by the way, on a sub in PvE. So I gotta give it to the boy Zeldris. I don't know, man. He's just different, bro. He's just different. I don't know. Lost Vein would have been number 1 if Sario didn't exist. I'm gonna be honest right now. Sario, it's gonna be a while, I think, before Sario is replaced at number 1 for red units. I think on everyone's tier list, Sario is probably like number 1. There's probably a couple people that put Lost Vein at number 1 and then, Sario number 2. But for me, that's how it's going right now. Again, it's gonna be a while before Sario's replaced. To be honest, I don't know if he really will be replaced. Because you got to remember, guys, he has amazing crit chance and damage, right? His Power Strike does more damage based on the amount of resistance an enemy has. His Sever card is Sever, and his ultimate has Sever. His Grace makes his crits hit even harder. His passive increases Goddess member, whatever basic stats by 20% of his own basic stats. So I don't know, man. He's different. Obviously, Lost Vein is still very good, and in certain instances or in situations, right, circumstances, whatever you want to say, he is better than Sario. I would say he would be better than Sario for grinding in terms of like anvil farming or gold farming. He's probably better than Sario just by himself as a unit, because if he gets critted on, he can, rank up his skills passively. So that's where he's better than Sario. But Sario's just a whole different animal and beast in himself, because even if it's a blue unit, if they have high resistance, he's still gonna do a shit ton of damage. Like he's crazy. even like Lost Vein can't do that. Like, let's say for instance, Blue Dead Yeti, right? Blue Dead Yeti increases her defense-related stats. I have faced a lot of Lost Veins that don't do jack shit against her. Like, nothing. Even with a rank 3, nothing. Sario completely eats her. Like, he just completely, like, just, oh my god, it's insane. It's actually insane. Like, he eats her ass. Like, it's crazy. Like, Sario, different. He's a different beast, man. And then Lost Vein is just, I mean, he's good. Charge AoE, you know, his ultimate is still one of the best ultimates in the game, unless, of course, they're, like, blocking it somehow. But Sario is just crazy. That's it, guys. That's it for the you know, top 10 red unit tier list. If I had to make an honorable mention, though, I'm gonna be real. If I had to make an honorable mention, it would probably surprise some of you, the units on there. Maybe not, but, you know, I'm probably just going to make it anyway. So for honorable mentions, people who didn't make it on a tier list, I'm actually going to put Red Glocks here. Red Glocks is very good in terms of control, so I will put Red Glocks there. Levi as well. Levi, he has aged quite a bit, but he can still crit like a beast. Red Melascula, I use her on Assault Melee's team, but that's pretty much all I use her for. I'll put Hawk and Oslo. I would have put Hawk and Oslo on this list, but I don't have them, so I felt like that would have been a little bit unfair, right, to Hawk and Oslo. I'm actually going to put Red Monspeet. I do find him to be quite a fun unit in terms of, like, PvE content when I'm just, like, playing around, so I will put Monspeet on there. Red Fat King as well. Red Fat King, he isn't nothing crazy, but the fact that, you know, he removes all debuffs on the start of his next turn, you know, he has Fight Fire with Fire, he can heal. You know, pretty good if you want to just play around with a couple red units. And then lastly, I will actually put Wedding Deanne on there as well. Besides, like, PvP, I don't see much play with her. I do have her, but, you know, she's not, like, man, she's kind of meh, to be really honest with you guys. She's good, but she's, nah. There you go, right? So this would probably be, like, my list for the honorable mentions. All the other units down here, I mean, Arthur. All right, Arthur. I'll put on the honorable mentions. I don't really use Arthur anymore. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I will put him in the honorable mentions. You know what? Same thing with Hauser. Same thing with Hauser. But that's about it. I like, even like Red Skinny King. Just use him for association link. That's it. Don't really use him at all. Hellbrum, same thing. Association link. Don't use him except for reverse stages. And everyone else here, I really just don't touch. Like, I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I just don't touch them. Pretty much all the other units here, you're only gonna see them for showcases. Like, if content creators are, you know, strapped for ideas, or if they're trying to, you know, show off a unit just for fun, that's pretty much where you're gonna see these units at. But otherwise, nothing too crazy. You know what? Red Merlin's up there. All right, that's it for real. I'm done. I'm done. So that's it. All these other units, and right, but these guys, honorable mentions, they didn't make it on a tier list, but I think they deserve some type of respect. I think they do deserve some type of respect. Yes, even Red Monspeet for PvE, just for fucking around, I think he does deserve some respect on his name. But these are the units that I consider to be, like, my personal top 10 red units in the game. So let me know if you guys disagree or agree. Let me know your guys' top 10 red units in the game. I'm curious to know what you guys have in mind in terms of red units. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you did enjoy, go ahead and leave a like and comment for the algorithm. And as always, I will see you all next time.